Good things, Delmarva.
And we are back. Thank you for staying with us this morning. Well, it's a small book, but it's made a huge impact in the lives of its readers. 101 Surprises, Sayings with Scriptures You Didn't See Coming. I'm joined this morning by author Wilma Shepherd Caraway to talk about the book and what inspired her. Good morning.
Good morning,
Thank
Lanita.
you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. This is such an honor to be on television.
Well, let me just say that the book landed literally in my lap. One of my coworkers said, "Hey, this might be good for good things," and I started thumbing through, and I'm like, "Oh, look how interesting that is." Who knew that a lot of the things we say are right out of Scripture, right out of the Bible?
I know that has surprised a lot of people. You know, they said, I had no idea.
Yes. So how did you get to this point? Like it's here now, it's a small pocket-sized book, but were you just doing the research? How'd you even start this process?
Well, first of all, I would like to let you know that I am from Texas, and my husband and I moved to Delaware in 1980. Okay. At that time, I met Candy Abbott, who was the executive secretary to the director of Del Tech. Okay. We became friends, and later she organized a writers group, Delmarva Christian Writers Association. And so I joined her fellowship, and then I had always been interested in writing and everything. And so then later, she formed a publishing company after she retired, which is Fruit Bear Publishing in Georgetown. So one day I was reading in my Bible, and I ran across Obadiah 1:15, and I said, wow, that's the same as what goes around comes around. So I thought, I wonder if there are other sayings with scriptures in the Bible. So my search began. And eventually I had quite a few. So I approached Candy about publishing a book, which she did. We entered it in a contest, and fortunately, we won.
Right, now this is the Christian Small Publishers Association Book of the Year.
For the gift book category. It's an all-occasion gift book, you know.
Yes.
So
graduations, anniversaries, weddings,
Christmas,
births of babies, exactly.
Hospital visits and preachers and teachers.
Exactly.
And, you know, so it has inspired a lot of people, and the primary purpose of the book was to glorify God by promoting the reading of Scripture and spreading His Word.
Now, do you find that, has it been the journey more than what you anticipated in terms of bringing all of your notes and your knowledge together and getting to this point where it's in your hands today?
Well, I have a lot of 3x5 cards where I wrote out the scriptures and the sayings so that, you know, where they matched and all. And then I accumulated quite a few, and then I had to do the manuscript and everything. But it has been well received, and people seem to be blessed by the book, or I wanted them to be blessed and inspired by the book, which it's...
Now, I know that you had shared there is recent, in the acknowledgments, you thank your family, and were they very supportive as you were on this journey?
Yes, I dedicated the book to my husband, Elton, and my children, Jenna, Gerald, and his wife, Roseanne, because they were my greatest supporters and encouragers. And then, you know, I wanted to thank my Delmarva Christian Writer Fellowship group, because they were praying for me all of the time and giving me guidance. And then there was one gentleman in particular that I wanted to express my appreciation to, and that was Kevin Wayne Johnson of Clarksville, Maryland. He's a minister, an author, and he was a facilitator at the Greater Philadelphia Writers Conference. I showed him the manuscript. He read through it and said, "I want the first copy."
Really?
I was so excited. And so consequently, after the book was published, I sent Kevin a copy of the book, and I was shocked and delighted when he said he presented it to his leaders of his church for the book of the month.
How about that?
So that was wonderful.
Now, what do you say? You said that you wanted to undertake writing for a while when Candy had actually started this writers, the writers group. What's your advice or your words of wisdom for someone who may be listening this morning, kind of with the same churning in their hearts of wanting to create and bring their thoughts and efforts to fruition?
Well, I've been told nearly everyone has a book inside of them, and I would recommend that they get in a writers group. So you don't have to be a published author to be in a writers group. You can be a beginner, and all of the members of the writers groups, you know, they are there to encourage you and to help you get your work in manuscript order so that it can be published. So, and they're very gentle with you.
Okay.
You know,
Are they? I was going to say, are they like, this is no good, get out?
No, they're wonderful. And there are several Christian writers groups in this area, as well as other writers groups too.
Now, I know people are thinking, well, what kind of things are in the book? We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll share some of what's in here so people get a feel. And hear a little bit more from you. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Stick around.
Thank you.
More good things after the break.